is the digital identity that you use to access these services, is it really safe? Is it safe from hacking and from fraud? Is it safe from using the private information that you're sharing for other purposes? Is it protecting your privacy at all? I think those are the two major issues. I like the slide to the right here, talking about the worst passwords, the most used passwords. We borrowed this one from, I think it's from Wyatt or something. It's great. Password, the most used password. Not very safe at all. There was a recent survey from Orange that's out just a few days ago, saying 80% of the surveyed people said they didn't believe that their data is safe, and also they didn't think the trade-off is very fair between the free service they're getting and the amount of data that they are providing to the service provider. Okay, so there are two dilemmas here: is the protecting the private information, and is remembering your password when you have so many digital services to access them. So that's where, so based on this problem, we also see that the network operators, the mobile operators, have capabilities that are well suited to offer secure digital identity. There's something about every time you use your call button on your phone, the one that's associated with the operator, not the others. It offers seamless authentication. It's very secure. There's a trusted relations with the consumers. There are strong processes in most markets to know your customer. So there's a process the customers have to go through in order to sign up to the service, which are, we know who they are. Regular billing and payments gives insights to the customer's credit history. That's another source of information that you know. Importantly as well is that the telcos are in all markets a regulated business, which means that there are limitations on how personal data can be used. And it also gives, on the other side of that, the operators might not like being regulated, but at least it gives privacy protection for the consumers, which is extremely important. Another point is the secure SIMs for storing the keys, the PIN numbers, which also can be remotely managed and updated, and so forth. Again, a clear asset in doing authentication management, let alone scale. So this sounds all really good, and it sounds like you can solve a problem in the market. But how to gain access? And this is where APIs are coming in. So I'm going to spend a few minutes talking about what we mean with Mobile Connect. This is defined around a framework of different, starting from very simple authentication credential management in order to expanding up to sharing attributes and allowing a framework for sharing attributes for the users, depending on what they want to share with every service provider. And also going into higher levels of security in terms of the confidence that we have about what the consumers are. Are they really the person they are? Are they really saying yes? Are they saying yes with a PIN number, so it's even more secure? So it's a combination between security and the amount of information that's being shared. I think Paul from Orange had a great point earlier today. It's very difficult being an operator, and it's very difficult to do something that, because our systems is very complex, but even more difficult it is to do something consistent across the whole industry. But we know, and we see in the evidence in many markets, that as soon as the operators are acting together, offering consistent interfaces, collaborative approach, federation of APIs and so forth, the take-up is much higher because it creates certainty for the service providers. It's worth investing in adopting a new service, a new technology, if you can reach 100% of the market, as opposed to just the consumers of a particular operator. So collaboration and consistency of approach is really important from the operators. And that's also one of the main drivers for why we have so many operators in the GSMA that we're now helping to further mobile identity. So Mobile Connect. It's a consistent approach for digital identity, and with that we mean consistency in terms of interfaces to service providers. We're not inventing anything new here. We're backing an industry standard called OpenID Connect, and as well as consistent levels of assurance in terms of the confidence we have of the information that's being provided by the consumer. The second is the seamlessness and convenient experience for the consumers, of course, and there's discoverability for the consumers. They know they can use their phone for identification.